What up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Make sure we're recording here. All right. How's the mic volume for you guys? Quick mic check, and then we'll get rolling. Bitcoin up. Bitcoin on the screen per usual. Let's see. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. We are recording. All right. So zooming out a little bit here, you can see that there we go. We're Gucci. Okay, cool. Thanks, Holy. Okay, so just zooming back real quick, get some perspective again where we are here in the grand scheme of things. All right, so here was our initial, not our initial, but our all-time high, right? So right there, 65K was the all-time high. Let me actually clean that up. You could see it a little better. Jeez, that was horrible. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We lost that. Okay. And then we ended up coming all the way down to, 30K basically, right? So we had this initial low, ended up putting a slightly lower low in, and then now a slightly higher low. So here's kind of our reversing structure, right? So the good thing about what we're seeing now is based on this last, discernible swing low point here on July 22nd, okay, we have now clearly put in 2 higher lows, okay? So we have the July 22nd low, we have the August 5th low, and now we have the September 22nd low. So this is good sign, right? If we want to build and develop a trend, which a wave, right? Which way are we trending, up or down? Which direction, right? So in order to have this bull run, right, we need to keep starting to put in these, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? And that's what we're doing on this side of things, right? So again, this was dragon-esque, right? Dragon-esque price action. But normally, right, this would have been in tighter, right? But you didn't get the exact development of your dragon per se, but you're still getting it to play out the same way, okay? So there would be like the head. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to move that one. And now we've worked these areas, right, where down here we had the feet. Here was like the waistline, let's call it the waist, and then here would be kind of like the torso, right? See how if you were a dragon, like you'd have a waist and then a torso, like your upper and lower body, right? So that's kind of how that works. And off the back side you end up with with this tail, right? So looking at this as a whole, right, X A B C, and we would be coming up on our D wave, right? So this is what we're kind of, this is the tail part of it that we're talking about, okay? So we haven't completed this yet, but this is the tail, and normally we like to see this as a higher low here. Normally you'd like to see this like up here, 886 type area. Let me see if this helps. See, normally you want to see it a little bit higher, so you dropped to almost an equal double bottom. So it's not as conventional as the typical dragon. And again, like I said, this wasn't as conventional. Normally this kind of lines up with that D bottom, and really it didn't, right? We'd have to like anchor it from a much different place, right? Almost like this see this little local smaller, it's not discernible though. We like discernible swing points, but that's how you would get that kind of more textbook spine, I guess, okay? Not the spine of the book, but the spine of the dragon. All right, anyways, let me go forward one. Right there. Okay, so this being said, we'd now be looking for this D side of it, right? X, A, B, C. Now we got the D to worry about. So where and what happens to this D? Okay, so for starters, coming down and let's just put it down here for now. So if we have it down here where this current A high was, you could see that gave us basically 65% of the way of a retracement from the X high to the A low. You retraced back 65% of the way up, and then you sold off again, right? That's this sell off here. So that is not a textbook or that is not what we're looking for for a D for this D wave side of this dragon. Okay, so that's not it, which means that's basically telling me that the high is not in yet on the D wave. Okay, so this is what we're concerned with, right? We're basically wondering, okay, we're sitting right here. Are we gonna just sell off from here? Are we gonna go up just to right here and sell off? Are we gonna continue? What are we looking for, right? That's what we're trying to. That's our objective here, our mission right now. So okay, so coming back over here, let's continue on up. So our next critical fib would be the 786. So that would be right here. So this is 786. Okay. Well, the thing about this is that this is not, again, 786 type structure. So again, even though that's a critical fib level, that's not going to be the top per se, right? We still keep going probably from there. So next point would be 886. This is the one that we got to worry about, okay? Right here. 886, and you're basically at 61,000, okay? So that's the one that we really like right now. So that 886 comes from taking a fib from the X high, okay, all the way down to the current low, okay? And you can see the 886 is this purple line. So 886 is right there, okay? 61,300, whatever. So these were those critical. So going back one, I'll leave that mark. Going back one, this is where we were at with that 786, okay? We were at this blue critical fib level, all right? So the next one we're looking for now is this 886. So now, let me keep that marked, and I'm going to delete this fib, okay? We fibbed that from the X high to the A low. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that, and we're going to run another one now. This time we're going to fib from our local A high to our D low. And look at what just happened, guys. You see this 1618 golden mean ratio? Fell right on top of our, see the blue line is the white line, basically. The blue became the white, coinciding fibs. Okay, so watch, let me do it again from the X to the A, and watch how they overlap. Okay, so you can see the purple and the blue line became one right at our critical 886 fib. So that is our major area of interest right now. Okay, guys? So now let's zoom in to like, I could just still keep it here. I'm just going to zoom in. Zooming in, zooming in, zooming in. All right, so let me get rid of this for now. Okay, so what we're looking at right now, guys, is this is the current position that we're in, right? We've been dealing with this recently, okay? And we identified this bottoming structure right here, okay? And we took another long, it was another long entry for people that weren't in yet or whatever, right? Had already sold previously and were looking for another entry. So we identified this additional entry. And this is where we caught our reversal on our oscillators as well, right? We had almost equal double bottoms, or it was even a slightly higher low, right? But much lower levels of negative momentum, higher levels of relative strength. And you could see we were concerned with getting over this hump, right? We needed to clear that 50% mark, which we did convincingly, right? When it happened, convincingly. And because we were also worried about, not worried about it, but we were watching this, right? So as soon as we broke this downsloping trendline RSI structure, once we broke out right there, we just moonshot on the relative strength, okay? So now we said the next critical thing would be to get above and hold above 60, right? So let's mark the 60. Right there, 60, okay? So anything above the 60 is bullish territory. So look at what we did, guys. Look at this RSI. Look at this. We we kept back testing it as resistance, right? And then finally it broke. So you broke all the way up, and then you got all the way above the 60, and then you back tested the 60 as support, and then ran away from it, right? Perfect break hook and go into extreme bullish territory. So this is where we stay. Whoops. This is where we stay extremely bullish here. And this could go as high as, you know, really high, right? There's no real limit to that upside, but as long as we stay within this gray box, okay, we're going to maintain bullishness for that entire time, okay? So what we're going to be looking for is the RSI to get up into bullish territory and then make a slightly lower high, right? So we want to build bearish divergence up here in bearish territory. I mean, excuse me, in oversold territory. We want to create the divergence here, all right? Right now we don't have it, right? We're just building relative strength, right? We don't have any sort of divergence yet. So in order to build this, we need to come up here and put in, you know, the price right here has to put in a high and then a slightly higher high, right, to make the divergence align with this divergence, okay, bearishly, right? So that's what we're looking for. Same thing on our oscillators. We'll be looking to this will like come down and you'll end up painting another one, right? But this one will be slightly lower, right? So these two will be trending down and this would be trending up, and that's our bearish divergence that we're looking for, okay, for reversal. We don't have it yet, and we're likely, since we just marked this up here, we're likely to not see it until we get up here, guys. This is a perfect area to build that. Based on where we are currently on the oscillators, by the time we see this area, 60K, that's when we're going to build it. Because look, again, fibbing from this A high to this D low, that's our local golden mean ratio, 1618, okay? So everything's starting to align. So ideally, yeah, maybe you come back down again right here and you back test this. But ideally you want to see this just hold here and then rally up to this next level, 52. And from here, I mean, you could just keep going. If this breaks 52, I mean, you're going to get up there, okay? So interesting times for Bitcoin price action. We're liking what we're seeing here, okay? Bitcoin dominance. All right, look at this. Low time frame harmonic within a harmonic. So we have a bullish butterfly here. So we got this butterfly. Let's see, I'll make it visible all the way out. We got this little butterfly that happened at the double bottom. Okay, you see we had these double bottoms, right? Boom, boom. So we had this double bottom, slightly higher low into a butterfly, and that happened at a double bottom area of our larger big shark. Okay, so look at this, and look what's happening, guys. Ever since, I mean, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks, right? Look, just Bitcoin just starting to take the reins. All right, no stop in sight at this point in time. And the reason we say that is because look at this. Look at these oscillators. Okay. Look at, like, this is what we said we need to do here. Look at this. We're just pointing straight up right now. Just straight up. Okay. So again, look what's going to happen here. Same thing. Same thing that we just saw is possible. Okay. So what's going to happen is something like this, okay? As soon as you break this area, let me move that back. As soon as you break this area right here, you're going to do two things. Again, you're going to not only break this downsloping trend line, but you're also going to break this 50% area, okay? And then you're going to come up back above this 60, and then, you know, this is where we just saw this, okay, on the Bitcoin chart, all right? So we'll come back to this in a few days and we will see how this all played out. On the MACD, again, you haven't even started to build any sort of waning, like see where it goes white right here? You're still just green, okay? Nothing has happened yet. So this is just plenty of time to run here, okay? So Bitcoin dominance chart, I think, do I have these off? Yeah, sorry. Bitcoin dominance chart, okay, on the 3-day, that's what we're looking at. Going back to Bitcoin, we were on the 12-hour, okay? Because I didn't have that up, so let me go back to that. So there you go, Bitcoin 12-hour. That's what this chart was, okay? Let's look at total now. So look at total. We had this bullish 5-0, right? We had a bearish shark, XABCD. We sold off 50% of the way. 50% of the way was from the C low up to the D high. You can see we sold off 50% of the way. That green, the green line there's a 50% fib, okay? So you sold off 50% of the way. You morphed into a bullish 5-0, and now you're running back to 2.34 trillion, just as we had spoke about, okay? Now, when you get here, it's going to be this kind of roll of 3 thing again, okay? So when we get here, we're going to say, okay, we've been up here once, we've been up here twice, and now when we get up here again, it's kind of the third time, right? So can we break out at that point and put in a new high on the total market cap for crypto? Okay, very possible. All right, so let's keep an eye on that. Moving on to Russian Ethereum. All right, guys, look. This was where we got in initially. Thanks to Russian Ethereum, we're all going to make it. July 14th. It was right here. July 14th, okay? Price of Ethereum was $1,900. Today, price of Ethereum is $3,400. You're working on your second kind of range, okay? So let's just say, and you're going to see this really nicely on Shiba Shitcoin. Okay, let's just say this is our range here, okay? So we're within this lower range, and as you can see, when we rallied and we came up, we broke out of the range, and now we back tested the range as support, and now we're rallying again, right? So when we broke out of that range, though, we just made a new range. So I'm going to stack the previous, I'm going to stack ranges, okay? So you could see this. So range 2 is in pink, and you could see what happened here, guys. Look at this. Once we broke the previous range, we ran straight up to the next range high, almost to the penny. All I did was copy and pasted the bottom range. Look what it did. And then it came right back and back tested it. Now when we go back there again, it won't hold, and we're going to rally, okay? Amazing, right? It's like Tetris almost. Okay, so just that being said, let me go to Shiba real quick. Okay, here's Shiba Shitcoin. I know you guys, I know we've, look at this. Are you kidding me? We've been watching this, okay? We've been watching this. And what did we say here? We had these marks, right? We said next time we get back up here, when we break this, when we get back to this level again, we're just going to send. Look at this chart, guys. Look at this. It's gone, right? You just sent it. So, yeah, we had to just break above this. Look, there's your break, your back test, your hook on the red one, and then you go, went straight up. As soon as you got there, you just morphed up to the next level, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this range, okay, and I'm going to copy it and paste it, and I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to stack it on the previous range, okay, and I'll change this to a pink. The top range is pink now, just like we did on ETH. Okay, look at what happened, guys. Okay, so we went, as soon as we broke up, we went straight up, and we found and made the next range high. Okay, now what are we going to do? We're going to come right back down, and we're going to back test this. So there's a trade for you right now. Very, very high probability that the Shiba Shitcoin does this. I'm looking for 3 to 1 right there, approximately. Okay, let me zoom in. Okay, there would be your trade. Okay, so you'd have a stop above 14, and you'd be targeting back down to the previous range high, back testing all these check marks. Boom, 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 boom. You need to back test them as support. You never did it. You need to come and square this level up. You just completely sent it out of this level. And look at this, guys. We down here, hidden bullish divergence right here. Hidden bullish divergence, bam. And then what happened? From the hidden bullish divergence, God, trading view. 122% markup in price. Kidding me, bro? Get out of here. All right, so look, same thing that Russian Ethereum did. This is where Shiba is barely right here. Oops, sorry. Shiba is like right here, okay? So you're going to come down. You're going to paint a slightly higher high. There's another short opportunity. And you're going to sell all the way back down to that range bottom. And you're going to back test that as support. Build support there for a while. And then you're going to rally back up. And just like ETH, Shiba will end up here, okay? But first you got to do this, okay? Shiba has only done this first part. And it did it in one candle. Whereas ETH at least methodically made its way up, right? Shiba shitcoin, no. One candle. Full send. 100%. Just printing on our longs, right? Long position printing. Okay, so Ethereum, we have an alert here. Basically I set that alert because I said if we get back up here and we get to this alert, I need to be alerted before we hit this target because we're going to go like this and we're going to probably go. So this is what that alert you see is on the screen. It's just a little dinger, okay? All right, BTC, ETH to BTC. Taking a look at this now. So look at this. We're building, we painted the class 3 bullish divergence. We painted hidden bearish divergence right here, okay? And we sold off right into a nice higher low, okay? And now look at the RSI looking just fine. So we want to do something like this, okay? On the RSI, let's break out. Painting another slightly higher low. So a low, a higher low, another higher low. And we finally did paint a higher high. Look, a high, a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we have a nice trend in development here, okay? So if I were a trend in development, I may look something like this, right? So let's just see where this ends up anchoring, but need a little more data, but you see what we're getting at, right? So ideally we're going to end up at testing this top of this trend line, okay? So let's look for that on ETH to BTC. This is Russian Litecoin. Okay, let's zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. Here we go. So look at this Russian Litecoin. We had this downsloping wedge, right? And we broke out of the wedge on like September 29th right here. Bonk. And ever since then, we've just been, going up from the breakout of the wedge to now. It's about 20% move already in the tank and plenty more to run, okay? So nothing to worry about here. It looks like we're just approaching that 60 area. Okay, so we'd like to see the RSI get above here, all right, on Litecoin. MACD is waning a little bit here, so eventually we'll put in another island, right? Ideally, we want it to be a higher island, not a lower one for continuation. If it's a lower one, we build the bearish divergence. Sorry, I don't want that one. All right, so, but either way, we're looking good here. So fibbing from high to low, you can see our deep retrace is already marked out. Let's mark out the golden zone, okay? So the golden zone between the 382 and the 618, all right? So that's our next area heading into the golden zone. Maybe you get to the top of the golden zone and you paint another slightly higher low, and then you rally again into the deep retrace. Okay, something like that could be in store for Litecoin. Okay, what you don't want to see here is you don't want to lose this support. Okay, this would be bearish. You don't want to see that being back tested as resistance. Okay, we've look, it was, you know, again, going all the way back here, right? What was once support here, support, we lost it. It became resistance, and then resistance again slightly. We finally broke out. We've now back tested it as support. Okay, so we don't want to lose that area again. We want to hold that area. So if we back test it, sure, that's whatever, that's fine. We just don't want to back test. We want to back test it as support, not as resistance. Okay, make sense? Capiche? All right, this is AVE, AAVE, AVE. All right, look at this. We're approaching this critical neckline area. Okay, so we said we need a break above this, back test it as support, and then run up to the highs. Okay, so our next areas of interest are up here. 425 seems thick. No, it's good. 425 and 450 basically. Okay, so that's our next major area of interest we would like to see. And that's probably like golden retrace too. Look at this, fibbing from high. I hate when it doesn't click on. Fibbing from high to low. Okay, right there. Our golden zone, 382 to the 1618, or to the 618. So look at that, guys. That box we just drew is right in the golden zone. Okay, that's why it makes sense for our next area of interest. But we need to get back above, basically above 300, 305. I don't know. You could call it 300. 300 is critical. So we just need to get back above 3. Let's put it at 3. Where is 300? 300. Basically right there. So yeah, we just need to get back and hold above 300, and then we could see 425 to 450. Bitcoin Cash. Okay, let me get rid of this large harmonic here. Okay, so here's what we got going on locally. Okay, so looking back left, look. Critical resistance, resistance, resistance. If we could get back above that 730 mark, right? If we could get back above 730 and back test 730 as support, you're going to moonshot up. Okay, here's probably what's going to happen. Okay, let's go back to our range theory here. Okay, so if I were a big range, right, and I would copy and paste myself up here, we'll make the new range different color. Okay, so here's what's more likely. You hold above 550 first, you get back up here, you hit these targets, and this is, I mean, actually this could just send like Shiba, to be honest, and then back test it, right? So yeah, watch out for this. Okay, but ideally, again, look at that, where that range high is. Okay, that range high falls right in our golden zone. And then let's do this. We'll fib this from C high to D low, and there's our another point here. Okay, so cleaning this up now, put another one here. Sorry. All right, there's a really critical zone right there. Okay, and it's basically $1,000. Look at that, $1,000, 999. Okay, so this makes sense. Watch out for that. Okay, you run up, you pump straight to a G, come right back down, boom, boom, and then you can run. All right, that makes much more sense. Doggy coin. All right, guys, look, We identified our bullish bat harmonic reversal. We had 3x bullish divergence, tail end RSI, and you sent it. We talked about this being like, so why would you be concerned with some other setups when this one was so clear? Look at that, 30% already. And we like had a look how clear this MACD was. 1, 2, 3 obvious lower islands, while price was putting in 3 lower lows. And at the bottom, when you double bottomed, you had the RSI tail end divergence. Okay, when you double bottom that right here, let's just do it like this. 1, 2, double bottom right there. And at the same time, the RSI divergence from one to the other, diverging up. At the same time, this almost put in another, right? It'd be like this, right? Where this was, where this was, where this was. So you came and you put in another low, right? And you weren't even able to paint any negative momentum, and you painted higher levels of relative strength, and you did it at the 886, which was a critical fib level, and you did it at a pattern completion zone of a harmonic. All right. Long AF. All right. This is FTT. We identified hidden bullish divergence here in blue. So let's zoom in from here down, from this low to this higher low. We painted much, much, much larger levels of negative momentum. Okay, and then at the double bottom, we had much lower levels of negative momentum at that point, giving you the reversal in momentum. We also had this nice little, look at this, nice little wedge breakout and back test. It's more like this at the end of the day. All right, you see it? So now, if we were a channel, right, we want to get above this 50% area, which we are currently working on right now. From there, we need to get above the 60, okay, and maintain in bullish territory from here to infinity and beyond, okay? So this is bullish, bullish territory. Okay, so coming back to price here, so hidden bullish divergence on the RSI as well as the MACD, coinciding variables, and painted a low, higher low, so trend continuation. So now upside target happens from fibbing from high to low. We have our 1618 golden mean ratio. So we're looking to take a long on FTT from 56 into 107. I mean, our entry was down here, 50. You're already up from the initial entry 12.5%, okay? Our ultimate target is 114%, okay? FTT looking good for continuation. Not only that, but look at this, guys. You're going to break. When you break above this D, you can see we marked it here in white. When you break above that white line right here, okay, that's going to be critical for this to happen. And I don't see why it wouldn't at this point, okay? Link, we identified 2 scenarios. Scenario 1 was immediately break out and invalidate and go, okay, any sort of bearishness. We basically said we had these highs right here. If we zoom in, let me zoom in. Okay, here we go. So we had these 2 highs right here, right? Here was the first high, and here was the second high. So we said price was basically, last time we talked, it was down here. So we said in order to not do this bearish structure, right? In order to not do this, we have to invalidate and get above these highs. Well, we had this engulfing candle. It broke out of the downsloping trend line, as well as broke those highs, okay? That's why we got the price action that we're getting. And now that means we're in scenario number 1, okay, which is this one. It's possible backtest, which we basically are doing right now. Okay, I mean, we could still actually backtest this all the way back, okay? It's not out of the realm of possibilities to still do this, okay? So watch out there on link. Still not quite over. Again, in order to invalidate this, we need to break above the current local high that we're already on, right? So that's what we need to do for immediate continuation. If not, we're going to see this, look to relong a backtest of the downsloping trend line if you end up with this second scenario. If you can get back above $28, you're just going to keep going up, okay? This is a Uniswap. Okay, so Uni, we identified a bullish Gartley here. Okay, we had a Gartley and we had a bull pull, bull flag measured move. Okay, so what I did there is, let me delete those for you. All we did is we took a measured move from the low up to the top of the flag. Okay, and we copied it and we pasted it at the breakout. And you can see that that area coincides with our, overhead targets of our a target of our harmonic, right? So let me clean these up now that we know what that's coming from. So you can see as soon as we broke out of that little wedge, we just went straight up. And now you've somewhat back tested it, but yeah, I mean, looking decent. Let's see. If you were to do something bearish right here, slightly bearish, it would look like this. 786. Okay, this is what a bearish scenario would look like right now on Uni. And then from here, you would just go straight to 31, okay? So in order to invalidate this, you need to get above 27 right now. Okay, so take this up to 27, hold 27, and go right to 31. If not, you're going to end up back over here at 20, okay, for a re-entry. And the oscillators are starting to slightly turn on you, okay? So there is some argument for the cipher, but again, in order to invalidate it, let's just pump it up to 27, get it over with, and then no worries, right? Okay. XRP. Okay. So here we go. We've identified harmonics within harmonics. So we have this bullish cipher, okay, where we had a 1272 on the top into a 786 on the bottom. And look at this, guys. I mean, you're there, right? So harmonic, is it possible that you get a slight back test? Maybe, but I mean, at this point, it's pretty much up only here because you have your upside target areas. And I bet you this coincides with fibbing from our cipher high to low. Yeah, see this golden mean ratio is right in there. Okay. So in the take profit area, it looks good for, imagine $1.75 XRP again. You're sitting at $1, so that's a nice little move even from where you are. Still 70% left in the move. Okay, so plenty of room to run here on shitcoin XRP. Sorry, I'm distracted. Distractions everywhere. Okay, so let's move on. Xlm Stellar Lumens, same thing, bullish cipher, 1272 on the top into a 786 on the bottom, and you can see we had a price action, confirmation off those lows. We had divergence, just like on Doge, 3 times bullish divergence, tail end RSI. You're starting to send, so you have some targets here locally coming from the cipher. Okay, this is the A and the C high of the cipher, so we'll make those yellow-ish. All right, so those are the cipher targets. All right, and then behind that you have the targets in blue coming from the shark. Okay, There you go. Next two target levels. So ideally, if you can get up there and hold these target levels and get above them, you can go straight up here to the 70 cents area that we have in mind. Okay, that's how you would get up there. Again, it's just like our big range, right? We keep marking these ranges, okay? And then when we leave the range, all I did was copy it, and I'm just going to paste it right above, and you can see how that range coincides with that same target area, okay? So, yeah. They even have a nice little square up there, looking back left. So, a lot of action set to happen right there, okay? At 69 cents on Xlm Stellar Lumens, okay? YFI, everything looking exactly the same at this point, okay? For continuation to the upside. Again, we have these ranges. Copy and paste the range. Let's just morph up to the next range, okay? So from here, we're likely to see the top of the range, come all the way back test the bottom of the range, and then go all the way up, okay? So just stair stepping our way up, okay? Something like that, right? Fib channel. Okay, YFI, up only. Here we're back to the Shiba shitcoin. Yeah, I mean, geez. What a move. What a move. Let's clear this out. What a move. Man, I hope you guys got a little bit of that. That was pretty, I mean, the hidden bullish divergence, price action was just trending upwards. You just continued to paint these higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and then boom. Just couldn't push it down anymore. There's too much demand for the asset. The setup was clear. Hidden bullish divergence. As soon as you got above that heart line again, that 743 sat area, it was full. It was on like this. There was no turning back right here. And then once you broke the high at 930, it was over. It was game over for the bears. I bet you had some bears that just got absolutely licked right there. Oh man. Yeah, I bet you liquidated the shit out of all kinds of people today. Little Shiba shitcoin. Okay, next, Tezzies. Look at this. Look at where we are on the Tezzies. Okay, we marked this harmonic a long time ago. Okay, look at this. And those targets, God, I don't even remember where they're coming from, but they're significant. And look at this. Respect. Look at that respect, okay? So, ideally, we need to get back above them, okay? Get back above 850. And if you could get back above 850, that's where we can pump this thing up to the $10, okay? Crazy. $10 Tezzies. Dime will be happy. Look at this. Oh yeah, previous high for sure. Look at that. We're back testing we're like at the previous high again. Okay? But yeah, you went parabolic. I can't even like hardly make this touch. No. Oh, I guess maybe like this. Barely. You went too parabolic. See this? See this? Crazy, right? So you get up here far away from it, and then you end up coming back and touching it somewhere, right? So Tezzies just went absolutely parabolic. Look at this Bukowski double bottom neckline. Back test this from that neckline. 200%, 175%, right? Full send. Lena. Another one. Massive long position open by Duck on this. All right. Lena has hit the neckline. Okay. Previous B high, and almost this B low, right? We're sandwiched in there, right? Between the B's. Between the B's looks like this, okay? So we're sitting between the B's. So, yeah, I mean, from our buy zone, we're already up 40%, okay? 3 times bullish divergence, tail end RSI. Now you're above the 60, okay? This has gone full bull. Full bull, okay? MACD, no signs of turning back. All right. Next area of interest, right here. Okay. So you're going to go from blue to blue. 0.044 to 0.07. Okay. Lena. Up only. Maker. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Tail end. Still hasn't even done anything yet. You're barely even left the station. Plenty of opportunity for an entry on Maker. Let's zoom in, look for entry. 8 hour, 6 hour, 4 hour. Hidden bullish divergence developing on the 4 hour. 3 hour hidden bullish divergence on the 3 hour. 2 hour. Not as clear. Continuation on the hourly. No, hidden bearish on the hourly. Okay, we're getting a little sell off. Okay, here we go. We might get an entry. Rolling over on the RSI. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. See if we painted a little shark. Shark 886. Nothing discernible. Square ups, you have a square up at 24.55. That's about it right now. So I would say anywhere from here to here, anything in this green box, fill along on Maker. Anything below it is just gravy, okay? Because we have not broke out yet. So Maker, it's setting up for like a really good breakout, guys. So we're gonna end up with Maker like up here, and you're gonna be like, damn it, all I did was I had this perfect opportunity right here, I did nothing about it, now it's gone. It's $5,000. So yeah, look for a fill on Maker. Hasn't left the station yet. Look at these other assets, how Lena starting to leave the station. Tezi's completely gone. Shiba gone. Wi-Fi, you're about where Maker is. Wi-Fi, Maker looking good. Lumens starting to leave. XRP. Uni has left. Link, nothing discernible. FTT, hidden bull. So FTT, Maker, and Wi-Fi right now are your lowest risk, highest reward setups left. Look, AVEX is gone. This thing's, look where the buy zone was, guys. Remember the buy zone? Do you remember me? I used to be down here. You look at this buy zone, guys. Jeez. Remember that? Remember $10 AVAX? Anybody? Anybody? Break. We put in the Bukowski double bottom, neckline, break, hook, and absolutely just go, right? And look at this. Here we are. here we are. Okay, so we painted the hidden bullish divergence, and we got the rally to the upside. We're now a little back test. So not too bad here. I would say that this is another decent little play here. Again, you have a pretty tight stop here, so nothing too concerning. You really don't even want to lose the previous low at 61, right? You almost don't even want to lose that at this point. So ideally, it's almost like this has to hold or put in just a slightly lower low, right? But it would be very minimal. It'd be like this, and then you'd rally. But that's the worst that you'd want to see, right? Anything beyond that, you'd probably just bail. B&B starting to leave the station, okay? Much more than Maker, okay? Same type of setup, though. Same type of setup. You're in the golden zone, approaching these. You hit the C high. Look at that. You hit your first target. Boom. Okay. Hit your first target. Next target is going to be up here at the A, which coincides with the top of the golden zone. All right. That pretty much covers it. Let's go back to Bitcoin real quick. Just see where we are on Bitcoin again. Just kind of hanging out above 49,000. As long as you hold above the C high, that's going to be good. Look, you already pretty much consolidated there. Okay, you had this consolidation at the resistance. Okay, you consolidated below resistance, then you engulfed right through it. All right, so there's no real need to get below this area again. All right, really isn't. You could almost bring a stop loss up here at this point. Because anything below that, I mean, you need to reevaluate a little bit and just make sure that everything's still on track, right? If you lose this area and you backtest it as resistance, you could end up all the way back at 44 or at 41, okay? So these would be like your two death zone areas below. All right? So you don't want to see any of that happen, right? So really you need to hold above this consolidation, really. So don't lose this consolidation. Let's make this our new level. Okay, so don't lose the gray box. Stay above the gray box, and you can see 52 incoming very soon. Okay. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Catch you guys back in the Discord. Duck is out. Peace.